Morning, everyone. How's it going? Um, just wanted to put a little word out before Mass today to say hi and to say thank you for the support that you've given all of us, my brothers, my nieces, my family, with your outpouring of love and affection, all the cards, the notes, the texts, which will take forever for me to get back to, emails. You guys have just been unbelievably thoughtful, prayerful, kind, and supportive. Cannot thank you enough. So I I was caught unawares last week when I got a call on Monday that Mom wasn't doing too well, and she was fine. We were FaceTiming with her and chatting with her. I was going to do my drive-by and from the third floor window, and Sister Patrice called and said, Mom's not doing too good. And I was like, what are you talking about? She says, well, she's just not. And I said, well, what are you saying? And because I figured we just couldn't get in there. And she says, whatever you have to do. And so I make a quick split second decision, and called Joey, and we got there and we gowned it up, and we have like Tyvek on and masks and shields and gloves and everything, and get to spend some time. And then my brother Paul was able to fly in, so the three of us were able to be with her during the week, and she was very alert and aware, but oxygen levels were going down, and at some point there's the realization made that it's maybe more about comfort than about recovery. 85% of patients, especially people Mom's age, who go to the hospital and who are on ventilators aren't making it. That's what we were told. So, and we had conversations with Mom, and she said to us, "I'm ready." And I want to say, like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like, but you know what? It's just a mix of feelings and thoughts, and there's just so much emotion. And again, we were blessed to have these days together that 99% of people don't get to have. And we were there with her, and then things just happened so quickly. When you have this time where, like, so many people have not been able to be with their loved ones, or it's been done through FaceTime with a beautiful nurse or a doctor or somebody right there kind of mediating this whole experience. It's just difficult enough on a sunny day with everything going in the way that we normally do with these things. It's tough enough, but to have it be at this time, and I just feel for all the families, the tens of thousands of people who've died through this pandemic, and for their families. When you hear people say it's just a bad flu, I think I would say maybe, somebody like our age and younger might be experienced as a bad flu, but when you listen to the docs and the experts, you see it's not. It's a killer, and it. I don't even know if they fully know what it's about, but this virus just works in different ways on different people and affects people in different ways. How do you explain a 30 or 40-year-old guy or woman in perfect health, and they come down with it and they're dead in a few days? It's just it's I don't know. It's we just need to be really gentle with each other before we throw out any kind of politicized statements. We just got to be really first and foremost looking at each other with compassion and gentleness, especially in our losses. This is a big one. That the day is coming for us all, and it's nothing to be feared. I say it all the time. We're just moving through. But no matter how much faith you had, and Mom was a person of great faith. She's a believer. I'm a believer. My brothers, my family, we're believers. We're moving through. But when that time comes, no matter how much you believe, it's the end of an era. It's the end of the relationship as we know it here on this earth. You replay all kinds of stuff in your head and in your heart. I'm sure you're thinking about it now with maybe your own loved ones. Could be siblings or friends or spouses or parents or kids who've died. Did we say all the right things? And again, we were just blessed to be able to have that time collectively as brothers, and then individually with Mom. And these little sisters of the poor, man, they are right there with us. They literally sang and prayed Mom into heaven. I don't even use language like that, but they were just so beautiful, accompanying us. Sister Patrice, Mother Maureen, Sister Elizabeth, Sister Miriam, just pure gifts from God. in this journey with us, and have been so good to my mom and to so many residents at the Jean Jugan House in Somerville. At that time, you think about all the things that we say or need to say. I think it's just important to, again, with compassion and gentleness and love, say those things to each other. It was Mother's Day. Not the way any one of us expected to spend Mother's Day. I had my homily all ready. I was all geared up. I was all excited, and going to give Mom the shout out. All of our moms, these shout outs, and then life just takes a different course. When Jesus says, "You don't know the day or the time or the hour," he's not meant to try to scare us, or when he says it's it comes like a thief in the middle of the night. That even if you might be expecting it, it comes like that, as any who've lost loved ones know. No matter how much you prepare, there's great solace in knowing that Mom was cared for, comforted. She's not suffering. I really believe she's back with my dad. She's back with and Papa, our grandparents, all of our loved ones, wherever and whatever heaven is like. That I'm a believer. There's a heaven. Jesus talked about it. He said it. He wouldn't say if it wasn't there. I love that beautiful line from the gospel. If there weren't, do you think I was going to tell you that I was going to go and prepare a place for you? Like, come on, believe. When he was trying to tell Thomas, I'm trying to say it to all of us. Just believe. It's what gives us hope. And at a time like this, when we don't have the familiar rituals around us, where we can grieve, like a wake, seeing family members and friends come together from long ago, new ones, everyone. Mom met so many people here at St. Cecilia. I think it would have been like a state funeral out here. You know what I mean? There were so many people who loved her, and she loved being here. She'd sit right over here to the side, and every once in a while she'd give me the, "All right, wrap it up, man. Land the plane." And when your mother's doing that, land the plane. She was great over there. Susan used to pick her up, and just so wonderful. Ann, you guys have just been so good. Lisa, bringing Mom to her appointments. I'm so grateful to everybody who was so good to Estelle. We set up a little fund called the Estelle Fund here at St. Cecilia. Mom was all about taking care of people. She took care of the three of us, especially after my dad died. It was not an easy time 42 years ago. This month, actually. It was definitely not easy. 46, there was no money. Everything looked good on the outside. We were always neat and clean. The lawn was cut, but there was nothing. No haircuts, no money. And then those were kind of rough. They weren't they were rough years on that level. And we managed. She kind of kept us together, and she persevered, and she was she showed her love so often by food, and having us around the table. We'd always come over. We'd be like, "Now listen, Mom, don't cook too much. Just don't tell me what to do." And we'd come over, and it was like a feast for thousands. Mom showed her love around the table, food. And we didn't just have a house; we definitely had a home. It was a place where everybody felt welcome. I remember one time. I had a little landscaping business when I was teaching high school, because I was making no money. 10,527 was the big salary. I'll translate that, $150 a week. But I love doing it. I'm still connected with these kids from the North End and Charlestown and Dorchester and Southie from 40 plus years ago. It was just such a great experience. So isn't about the money there. Anyway, I'm slinging 3 yards of bark mulch and making the same amount in 3 hours that I could make for the whole week, trying to mold the minds of the future. So anyway, one day we're landscaping, and I went to the nursery, and I couldn't, get something. So I had to run back to the house, and I go back to the house, and I see the truck there, and I walk in the house, and there's all the guys sitting around the kitchen table. Mom's making omelets, and I was like, "Hey," and she's like, "Sit down, have something to eat." I said, "Mom, you're killing me. We're paying everybody to feed them." It was the best. Bobby McDonough, Anthony Bonesy, like everyone was just looking like, it was great. Bish, oh God, those are great days. And my mother reveled in that. She loved to feed people on so many different levels. So certainly those are the memories that we remember, plus many more. But I want you to be thinking about your loved ones living, and those who've gone back to the good God, our true homeland, as it says in the prayers. While we have them on this earth, say the things we got to say. Take the risk. Have the compassionate and gentle heart. Something we all struggle with at different times. I got to be right. Yeah, would you rather be right or happy? Go with happy. I'm telling you, take that time. Things happen so unexpectedly. This happens so quickly. As we begin to reopen in our country, the different states as they're reopening, we try to get back into whatever the new normal is going to be. Let's just be really careful. Let's not just think of ourselves. Let's think of other people. You might be done with the mask, but the other person might not be. We don't know how this thing goes. Just let's be careful. Let's be thoughtful, gentle. Say the things we need to say. Be forgiving. Remind each other of how grateful we really are, how much we love one another. I'm just grateful that we had the time to do that, not just this week, but really throughout life. I again want to say thank you to your great expressions of sympathy that have come to us from all over. We're so grateful. The flowers, the orchids, the cards, you're just wonderful. If you want to at all make a donation in Mom's memory, please check out the Estelle Fund. It'll be used for the things that she cared about, putting food on people's tables, huh? Not just filling the tummy, but filling the heart, the soul. That's what she did. That's what she was about. You can check that out on the website. Just want to just acknowledge that. And then I think lastly, I feel like we're in solidarity with everybody. Like I said a minute ago, we can't do the big state funeral for Estelle. And we will do that when the time is right, when it's safe and good for us to gather. And again, in whatever way that's going to be. But in the meantime, my brothers, my nieces, my family, and I will be gathering and at the cemetery. So keep us in your prayer. Know that you're in ours with grateful hearts. Please keep the little sisters in your prayer for the. It's not even work. It's their ministry, and they literally selflessly just give of themselves and their lives for others. I've seen it firsthand. I've been a recipient of their love, and they are truly spirit-led. This morning, Bishop Bob Reed's going to be with us for the Mass. Made the decision to just hold off this week and be kicking back in next Sunday. Please join with him. The guy's awesome. He's just a dynamic preacher, and he's a conduit of the Spirit. He's just the real deal, and a very, very good guy. And it'll be a great celebration of the liturgy. I'm going to be watching from 300 feet here at a distance behind the glass. He's the president of Catholic TV, I think nationwide, but also runs Boston Catholic TV here, and has been doing a great job with spreading the word, evangelization, and just a great presence. And Bob, just so happy that you're here with us today. It's a real honor. I know Mom would be proud, and I'm grateful. All right, I can feel my mother's presence right off to the side here. She's saying, wrap it up, pal. Land that plane. So I'm going to land it with this. In today's gospel, Jesus says, I'm going to send you the advocate. I know I'm leaving, but you're going to have my presence with you forever. That advocate, the Holy Spirit. He calls it the Spirit of truth. That's why we baptize. For 2,000 years, we're passing on in that same ritual, the Spirit of truth, the Holy Spirit, huh? And as he says that, he talks about the Spirit of truth. When I think about today, where it's sometimes hard to tell what the truth is, or who's telling the truth, or what's real, like Pontius Pilate saying to Jesus, truth, what's truth? I feel like on some level we're in those days, like what's real, what's fake, what's true, what's not, what's accurate, what's inaccurate. It's just a messy time, huh? Time like this, we need clear leadership, clear truth, gentleness, honesty. So knowing that we've got the advocate with us on our cloudy days, our sad days, and if we lose somebody during this pandemic with our grief interrupted, not having those normal rituals that hold us, let's trust in the advocate that Jesus gives us, the Holy Spirit, to guide us in all truth, in his truth. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for supporting us here at St. Cecilia. Most importantly, thank you for your love and prayers. Really appreciate it. And keep Estelle in the prayer too. All right, thanks.